What's up, y'all? I'm Ryan and this is So and So Farms. Me and my friend Shane decided to start a farm 2 years ago. We just pulled our second crop out of the field. We're first generation farmers and we're taking you along on the adventure. Broke. Change of plans. I'm gonna put the humdinger on and go hit some new ground that we haven't been on before. And that's the way farming goes. You break something, you find another job. I've got the humdinger rolling. Man, I can get over a lot of ground. This thing is 42 foot wide, around about 8 miles an hour. And what I'm doing is just using this thing to uproot vegetation on this farm that we've never farmed. Looks like they burned some of it, and it's actually turning some decent dirt there. It's about 30 acres, and we've not planted it the last 2 years that we've rented it. But to be honest with you, I didn't know there was that much ground back here. So we're going to plant it this coming year. We're going to put it in beans. And I think it'll make pretty good beans. I'll flip you around in a second and show you. But yeah, it needs burned again. But I really think we can come in here and no-till this and run our beds with our new bedder, our new hipper chopper. And I think it's going to look really good. I think it'll make good beans back here, and it'll water. We'll have to bring one of our centrifugal pumps, pump out of the river on it. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this little 30 acres back here. But I wanted to hit it real quick, get the vegetation laid down. We can come in the spring, throw a match to it, drill it, and bed it. So every time we can burn one of these things, we've saved a tractor trip. Yeah, like I said, I'm feeling pretty good about this little farm back here. But when I get done here, the ground is on a little bit of the damp side. So I'm going to go hit some of the bean ground that we had. There's not really much to turn over under the beans, or where the beans were. But I want to just take those old beds out. And while this ground is a little bit soft and got some moisture to it, we can move it around a lot better. The dirt will move a lot easier. So I'm going to take advantage of a little bit of the wet ground that we got with this humdinger, because that's where it really shines. And I'm going to take those old bean beds out. We'll probably have rice in some of those places. We could really drill rice into it and run levees, but when you're cutting it, especially if it's dry, it's just rough on stuff, bumping, banging, and bouncing. So anyway, that's the plan for the next few hours, and I'll keep you tuned in. This just kind of gives you an idea of what this humdinger is doing. We're not really like looking for a smooth finish, even though it does finish pretty good, but you can see here where it did burn good, it's dirt, and then where it doesn't burn, it hadn't burned good, it kind of fluffs that straw up, so that way we can, like I said, come in next spring and burn all those little spots, and we're basically straight to dirt. We'll probably scratch it with this again, maybe, and we might just no-till right into it and run our beds and this stuff. You know, you may stick the hipper in here, and it may be too hard, but we'll know when we get there. It's worth a shot. Anytime we can save a chance or save a trip with an implement across the field, we take that chance. So anyway, that's what we're doing. I skip rows with this humdinger because it's so wide, and I don't like to turn it around in its own tracks because it kind of digs a hole. So that's why you're seeing me like GPS every other pass. But yeah, you can see, especially where we've hit this thing more than once, I mean, it gets right to the dirt. So a lot of those guys in the hills in the northern part of the world, or the country, not the world, but I see those guys in their no-till practices, and I want to tell them all the time that, man, they should really invest in a humdinger or a Kelly tool. You can see what it's doing. It's just taking that vegetation, and it's just like pulling the stalks up and laying it up on the ground. So it's excellent to burn behind. And then if it doesn't have much vegetation, it really scratches more dirt than what you think it would. And it's 42 feet wide, so you get over some ground. I'm running 7.7 mile an hour, and getting over some ground. So I'll have this little 30 acres done here in the next 20 minutes. I'll fold up and I'll head over to the bean ground that we can scratch up. I haven't checked in with the camera in a while. I've been over about 100, probably right 90, 100 acres, something like that. 90 to 100, yeah. I've been jumping out and lighting some fires. This humdinger really does a good job, like fluffing straw up. Apparently I need fuel. Fluffing straw up, so every time I see a pile of straw in the bean field, I get out and burn it, which has turned into about 100 piles so far. But anyway, I'm burning this bean straw as we go, and the more I do this, the more I get ideas like what I want to do. And I'm pretty sure we're going to row rice a lot of this next year. So I think we'll come in the spring and like just hit it with this humdinger again and bust the residual residue, the rest of the residue that's there, and plant rice into it, and then bed it, or bed it and plant rice, whatever we choose to do. But yeah, I think we can get by with that. I think we can get by with 2 humdinger trips and drilling it and bedding it, which is way better than dragging a disc and land planes and all that, because we didn't cut any ruts this year to speak of, so we don't necessarily have to land plane a lot of this. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. I'm still running. I'm gonna run till I can't run anymore. Looks like I'm gonna be out of fuel soon, but I've got enough to run right now. Gotta get my auto steer on. There it goes. Anyhow, that's where we're at. See where I've been burning over there. It's actually not a bad ride in this tractor across these beds. It's just got the independent front suspension. This tool's doing a lot more than you think it is. Once it rains, it'll kind of, you can still see where the beds are, but once it rains, it'll kind of level them up some. And by the time we make a spring trip over it, it'll really level them up and be pretty smooth as far as planting rice goes. About 1,500 RPMs. One thing I really like about this tractor is the fuel management. This is a pretty heavy tool, but this tractor handles it well. Well, it has been a pretty good day. We got over, I don't know, a couple hundred acres. Few hundred acres maybe. I haven't really counted up. Acreage kind of goes slow when you're creepy crawling through the mud and stuff like that. Four-wheel drive is a little muddy. Looks like Matt may have found some, but a lot of these farms haven't had good care taken of them, and we're kind of coming in behind some rougher operators, but that's okay. We'll get them there. Not complaining, just explaining. That's why it takes us a little longer, because some of these fields will have crawly spots in them because they had a hole there and nobody gave it any attention and pulled dirt back into it, and they just let it get bigger and waller it out. But that's what we're dealing with, and it's nothing new. Everybody deals with it, and it's just another part of it. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please keep Shane in your prayers. He is slowly getting better every day. He texted me today and said he wished he could be out here with us. And that rings true for me too. I wish he could be out here, not only for the progress, but just because this is our thing. This is our thing together, and he's just as much a part of this as I am. And actually, I joke because he's usually more boots on the ground, and I'm kind of paperwork and numbers. But we're reversing roles right now, and that's okay. That's what a good partnership's about. And we just appreciate you guys for tagging along and supporting us. And please, if you haven't, give us a follow, subscribe subscribe to the channel, not a follow. Hit the notification bell, that way you know when new videos pop up. And give us a like, give us a comment. If you got some advice or got a question, let us know. But as always, we appreciate you guys very much.